don't know if it was Wayne Chandler or Michael Frost, but one of them I heard say, we are spiritual beings having physical experience. I was watching this science fiction show, Farscape. One of the characters, who was real mystical, said it a different way. He said, our bodies are molecular creations which enables us to live in this realm. They are merely vessels for our true incorporeal self. That is key. Understanding that, realizing that, working on that is key to developing a comedic way of life. You can't get caught up in this physical realm. There are things you have to do. You got to keep a roof over your head. You know, you got to keep food in the refrigerator, you know, things like that. But there are spiritual things you can do to create the income for that. If you do things that are non-spiritual, that are positive for your family and friends, to make some money, to put food on your table, to put a roof over your head, you're going out the world ass backwards. It's just that simple. And Mustafa Gadala is a native Egyptian who's living over here in America, lives in New Jersey. His training is an engineer, but he was never converted to Islam. And he has a series of books where he breaks down the Kemetic wisdom through the Meta Nature and a lot of other books. And it wasn't until reading him that I found out that, just like in Africa, if you don't live in the cities, Islam is only on the surface. That's what you when you see another Muslim, you say Assalamu alaikum. But when you go home, you still practice remnants of the Kemetic culture, remnants of the Kemetic wisdom. So he has a lot of books out on Kemetic wisdom, and I got this quote from one of his on Egyptian cosmology. He said, the object of all Kemetic transformational text was to procure the resurrection and immortality of the spirit of the person who has passed on. No transformational text of any two persons were ever the same. Now, when we see the different papyrus, we never think about that. You know, they give us a little quote of a couple of the nature on the papyrus, never tell you what the actual text is saying, and we just figure, oh, just some more animal-headed guys, you know. But since each person has a different reason for being here, each person in Kemet who passed on had a different job, they had different duties. The nature on the papyrus is different. The words on the papyrus are different because these people did different things. It's not just one thing like in our society. You know, you just. My father didn't go to church a whole lot. You know, he read the Bible, he knew it, but that just wasn't his thing. He said it locked people down. But my father was on his deathbed. I had some friends who ran to the hospital, and he only had about 3 days left. You know. And they was trying to get him to convert to Christianity then, to say he accepted Jesus as Lord and Savior. It's like, well, hell, if he ain't followed Jesus for 80 years of his life, what's the point? You know, but that just those words they felt would have made him be okay. But it don't work like that, you know. It didn't work like that in Canada. It don't work like that for us, you know, because you are different. Your mission is different, your goals are different, your actions are different. So you have to respond and, I'll say, pay for what you've done in accordance with your spiritual goal, with your purpose of being here. This last quote on this overhead is from Jimi Hendrix. Nobody knows what they're talking about. I got my own life to live. I'm the one that got to die when it's time for me to die. So let me live my life the way I want to. That's from one of his tunes, this 6 was 9, which is a beautiful song, by the way. It's as hard rock as it can possibly be. And I know when it was out, my mother said, he don't care about nothing. Dang, how could you listen to that? But he was telling the truth. When you pass on, it's just you. That's that. You're judged by whatever you did. We see that in this famous picture from so-called Book of the Dead. It's actually the book of coming forth by day. It's the weighing of the heart scene. Now, you know the Kemetic people must have been tough. This is Ani. This is his wife. I really have to, I'll be glad when I can really read the text, because I want to know how his wife got down there with him. Maybe she's co-signing what he did or something, you know, maybe because she supported him. But anyway, they are weighing Ani's heart against the feather of Ma'at. And we always, you know, hear about it. We wonder, well, that's kind of crazy, you know. But what we never really see is the actual title of that play. The actual title is the chapter for not letting Ani's heart create opposition against him in the domain of the Necharu. A talking heart? What kind of mess is that? Well, I know from back in '77, I took a silver mind control course, which was advanced meditation techniques. In order to graduate, you have to project your consciousness into different materials. Excuse me. The last one, you have to project your consciousness into different people. You would write some initials on a piece of paper, put it in a bag. Everyone would take out some initials and just think about those initials and get a picture of that person. When you did that, the picture you got was just of their aura. If you saw any discolored spots on their aura, that's where they had an illness in the past or had one now. Now, just from that simple meditation technique, the Kemetic people believed that the heart was the center of all your intelligence. They weighed the heart against the feather. It had to be lighter than the feather. Everything you do is held in your heart. The negative that you do will outweigh the feather by a long shot. That's why they weighed the heart. That's how the heart could create opposition against him. Because it don't matter what you say, your heart's holding it all in.
Yeah? The judgment scene, isn't it?
Yes.
Right.
Right.
And I think that's where we get stuff from, whether you're light-hearted or free-hearted.
Yeah, broken
cold-hearted.
Right.
Or that heartful diligence stuff becomes the issues of life.
Yeah. You know, and it gets back to what I said about when you learn things. If you don't internalize and take it into your heart, it's just up here in your head running around. You can quote whatever, you know. But you haven't internalized it, so you're not acting on it. So you can sit up here and create a war with some people just because. And whether it's for oil or, you know, you don't like him personally because he insulted your father, whatever, you can just make up a reason. Because the source of all your actions coming from your mind. You're totally ignoring what happens in your heart.